Welcome to the Sisters Uncensored podcast, where we get into everything from childhood trauma to millennial adulting and all things in between.
We share crazy stories from the past and present to help us cope with the insanity that is our lives.
By sharing our perspectives, we hope to bring some relatability, laughter, and unsolicited advice that can help you survive the messiness of life along with us.
My name's Jessica Labita. I'm a millennial mom, wife, and marketing professional, and I am absolutely insane.
My name is Ashley Lanive. I am a millennial stay-at-home mom, avid golfer, and too mouthy for my own good.
We are real sisters, and this is Sisters Uncensored. Take this trip with us.
Welcome to Sisters Uncensored. Today we're going to talk about your legacy, what you're leaving behind. Not necessarily your Instagram, your LinkedIn profile, or whatever the internet says about you, but like really your true legacy.
Okay.
What do you want that to be? And what do you want that to look like?
Interesting. I would say if there's one thing that I would want to be remembered for, it's obviously having the most amazing sense of humor ever. Just kidding. I mean, being a good mom. Like that's the most important thing to me, that I was a good mom.
Yeah, I think especially as you reach like this mid-year part of life, right? Like midlife part of your life, I guess that's the right way to say that. Hair in my mouth.
Ew.
Like most people 80, 90, they're dead, right? So you hit 40, 45, that's midlife.
You're halfway there.
Yeah. You're halfway there. So like I feel like your outlook in life at this point in life, between like maybe 30 even and 50, you start to think differently about just who you are as a person, how you live your life, what you want from life, because it's almost like that first half was free. And now you're like, okay, you hit a point where you're like, I have as much time left as I've already lived, if I'm lucky.
If I'm lucky. I don't know.
I want to make the most of that time.
Do you think you're going to live that long?
To like 80 or 90?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I hope Jesus Christ comes back long before I even have to think about
Me
that.
too. Me too. Hopefully that's sooner rather than later.
Ashley's shirt I love today.
Make heaven crowded.
Where did you get that?
TikTok shop.
Oh my God, I love you. It's really cute.
Thank you. It's a good one.
You'll have to like tag them in a video or something.
I will.
But yeah, like, you know, we talk about this stuff all the time. Our bodies are changing. We're at this point in our midlife. Like you come to this realization at some point in time, somewhere around this point in our life, where you really start to think about like, what do I want to leave behind? What does my future look like for the rest of my life? How can I change who I am maybe to be what I want to be? Like, I feel like it's a big period of self-reflection.
I agree with that. I think one of the things that comes to mind is, and maybe this is from the Charlie Kirk thing, but what I've done to serve before I go to heaven. You know what I mean? Like that really matters to me. What I've done to bring people to God, what I've done to make God proud, versus I'm sure there's plenty I've done that he's not proud of. It's okay.
I think we all have.
It's a conversation for
honest.
another day.
Yeah.
But like that's more of what I would be focusing on for the second part of my life, is making sure that I'm applying those priorities.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would absolutely agree with that. And I think that, for me personally anyway, I can't speak for other people, but I think that's been something that has become really important to me again at this point in my life, where like, I feel like we grew up with a solid foundation with religion and stuff. And over the last however many years, I've been active in my religion, but it's not my religion. It's the religion that I agreed to raise my children in because I got married in that religion. And so my kids have reached the point where they will complete all their sacraments as part of that religion. And now I want them to experience our religion.
Like the way
and
we do
I
it.
want to go back to like my roots and redo my relationship with God, because I hate that period of time.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I'm
I feel like I
sorry.
did what I had to do out of obligation.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like I'm at a place where it's a fresh life, fresh start with God again now because of that. So for me, that's a huge part of what will be, I think, my next 40 years.
Okay. That makes sense.
you know?
I think also throughout the next 40 years, I'm only going to give a fuck about things that I actually should give a fuck about. Like, not, I mean, listen, I went off the rails for a little while where I was like, I really don't give a fuck about nothing.
Right.
Like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like, zero given.
Yeah.
Zero. Fresh out. Now I'm kind of more thinking along the lines of there's some things that I should care more about. You know what I mean? And make more of a priority. I think I'm on the other side of the hill as far as, you know, that uptick of like being like
The bell curve.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. Now it's more like a smooth sailing down. But I'm gonna, in my mind anyway, it's more about my priorities. And again, like when I die, what's left?
Right.
You know, what's the impact?
Right.
That was made.
Yes. So
You know?
it's funny because that's too how I've been thinking. And obviously my children are a huge part of that, right? Like, what do I want to leave behind for them as well? And I'm very much of the mindset of like YOLO. And so
Same.
I think I care enough about what I'm leaving them if I were to leave this earth, especially if it's like unexpected, you know what I mean? Like, or in a traumatic event or whatever happens, like everyone's going to be taken care of that needs to be taken care of.
Right.
But like, there's something to be said to building like generational assets and things that can be passed down. And I feel like I just keep wanting to work hard so that those things can be a part of our story forever.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something we've made a priority over the last few months is like generational change
Yeah.
for our family. At least doing what we can to do the absolute best for the next ones to come.
Right.
You know, at least under our gene pool.
Yes.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
I agree. And not to say that that doesn't come with hard work and ethics and all the
Totally.
things that it needs to. Like, they're not being handed stuff for free. They're working hard and doing what they need to do, these kids, right?
Yeah.
But like, we're teaching them along the way, I think, too, which is important. So I want them to learn from our experiences how to build a life that they want to live, because I feel like we're very blessed and in a place where we have a lot. We have everything we need and probably much more.
And some, yep.
Right. But like, that's not sustainable if you don't do X, Y, Z. And so those are the things that I want to instill in my kids for them to then instill in their kids and so on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know?
Yeah.
It takes maintenance to sustain a lifestyle, and you have to be
a
smart
lot of
and you have to work hard.
maintenance.
Yeah.
It's a lot of maintenance.
It sure is.
That's okay, though. We make it work.
So joking about maintenance, obviously, because we both could use some.
We could both use some Botox right now. Okay, let's just
some
not talk about it.
maintenance. I know. So what do you think about like legacy versus comfort? Like, do you, when you're thinking and making moves to like establish what could be your legacy, are you more risk adverse or risk prone?
I don't know. I'm like, for the most part, I'm pretty conservative when I come to taking risks. But I'll roll the dice.
Okay.
Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think what I've noticed after going through the first half of my life is that what you think is so great and what matters so much and is like so important
It's so not important.
is so irrelevant.
Yeah. No, that's true.
It's so irrelevant. First of all, don't get me wrong. I love nice things. Who doesn't like nice things? You know what I mean? Like, that's nice to like nice things.
Sure.
However, you don't bring any of that with you. It really
No.
does not matter.
Yeah.
Things lose value
Stuff.
every single day. They're things.
Yeah.
That's it. It's things. And I've found, at least after this first half of my life, is that less is more.
Yeah.
I do not need more things. I need more love. I want more relationships. You know what I mean? Like more trust, more boundaries, more peace, things like that. I don't need things other than Botox gift cards.
Yeah.
I want those.
An occasional shirt from TikTok.
Yeah, like it's so minimal. The stuff that brings me like peace at this point is so minimal.
That's good. I think that's good. I think it shows that you're making like intentional moves towards what you want for your future, and you're focusing your efforts on where your priorities are, right? And that's what we should be doing at this
Long
point in
term
life.
and big picture.
Yeah.
Long term, big picture. All about long game.
Yeah, no, I agree. What about like day-to-day life? So I feel like I personally am coming out of like a rut, like a life rut, but I feel like you kind of said like I'm on the upside of things. So I'm starting to make moves and things are going better for me now. I feel much better than I was feeling. But like there's days where I'm not motivated still to like hustle and do what I need to do, and it's hard. Like how are you thinking that's going to affect your legacy? Like, should I be hustling or should I be taking a break?
I don't think you should be too hard on yourself.
I know.
I think you should give yourself rest when you know you need rest.
Yeah.
All right? Like,
No,
one
and
of
like
the
I
things
said,
that
this
you
happened
do
to me recently.
One of the things that I think a lot of us, at least a lot of millennials do, in the first half of their life is hustle. Because that's what we were taught.
Yeah.
Work hard, strive, do what you got to do to be able to be successful and continue to grow and continue to, whatever. So all we did was hustle.
Yeah.
Like that's all you did was focus on hustling and working really hard
so
and
true.
establishing things and all
Buying
of that,
a house and
achieving
buying
this,
another
and
house and
falling in line with everything that you're supposed to
making
fall in
this
line
much
with.
money and finding a husband and
I think at this point in our lives, it's not that we don't hustle, but I just think we move differently with the hustle. It's not. The priorities are different.
yeah,
they're
and
just
the intention is
completely-
different too. I
Yes.
think, right? Because you've already hit those milestones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can continue to like achieve those types of milestones. Don't get me wrong.
100%.
But at the same time, it's like, is that where you want to put your time and energy?
Right.
Is that it?
Yeah.
How many houses can you have?
No, yeah, totally.
How many Ferraris can you have?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at a certain point, it's like you got to remember, it's just shit,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I think, especially in this day and age, because with social media, it looks like everybody's living so extravagantly. It's so
totally true.
extravagantly.
Absolutely.
Everybody's in designer. Everybody's driving a nice car. Everybody's got a nice house. Everybody this, that. And I think realistically, if you were to look beyond the lens, there's probably plenty of people who are living outside of their means.
Probably.
And it's just a keeping up with the Joneses situation where, I don't know, I don't need to keep up with anybody. I'm good.
So people might say, because of us being like on social media and doing this podcast and stuff, that we're seeking some kind of like legacy or dynasty or infamousy. And that's like part of this whole plan here. How would you respond to that question?
don't think
like if
that-
someone asked you in an interview, is this podcast and everything you're doing on social media part of your legacy? Would you say yes or no?
I think it will be absolutely part of our legacy. Absolutely. I think the intention though, again, for what we're doing here is not maybe what other people think.
Right.
It's not about like being famous or like being, all that kind of, it's not about that.
No.
It's about the message. I kind of think about it like, when I come here and we have our conversations, it's therapeutic for me.
100%.
I work through things out loud,
Yeah.
and I think you do too, that like I wouldn't do normally, but it's different than like talking to a therapist or something
Right.
like that. To me, it's a lot like going to church and I'm there for the message. You know what I mean? Like I'm there for a specific reason. So here, when we do this, this is about what I'm learning from it and growing as a person, and if I can help other people do the same.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. And I think that was...
And I mean, if you want to send us
that
some
was
free
the-
shit, that's cool too. I won't say no.
Yes, that's also true. And listen, like we have to sustain what we're doing here, right? So
It's work.
We have to work. We have to make money. But yeah, to your point, like as I think it's the same for me as far as how this fits into our legacy. I don't know that in a year or two, I might not look back and be like, oh my God, we were so dumb doing certain things that we did when we started off. It's probably possible, but I think we're learning so much and growing every day from what we're doing here. It's just making us smarter and better. And it really does help you to see like different perspectives of people in the world and how they interact with the things that we're doing and what is resonating with people and what is not, right? It's just, to me, it's one giant social experiment that can help me to live my life as best as I possibly can to be a good person.
I agree. That's a really good way to put it.
You know?
Really good way to put it.
And if that means me sitting up here cursing and telling you some shitty stories about stuff that's happened in my life, like that's what made me who I am and helped me to build those values that I hold so dearly that I want to share with other people.
I agree with that. You know, it's kind of funny too, because, you know, again, at this halfway mark through life, if you were to ask me 20 years ago, if I thought that this is what I would be doing in 20 years,
way.
I'd be like, yeah, okay.
No
like,
way.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
People always talk about like a dream job and things like that. And in my opinion, it's always been, you know, no matter what job you're doing, you could love what you do, but
love my
it's
job.
still going to be work. Like it's still work. As much as you love it, it doesn't mean that it's not work.
Right.
Okay.
It's easier to do what you love, though.
But it's easier to do what you love. And this is like the most ideal situation, at least to me, with as far as flexibility, as far as who I get to spend my time with and shoot the shit with and like talk about all the crap that we would talk about anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And do it as a profession, which is awesome. I highly, highly encourage everybody to find your soulmate, because that one's mine.
So here's what I'm thinking for our listeners. Since we've been talking about sort of legacy and what you want to leave behind for everyone, I would ask everybody to think about like, what is one thing maybe that you can do or change in your life this week to help further contribute to what you want to leave behind as your legacy. And that could be anything. It could be something creative, like making a podcast, right? Or it could be something personal. I have a list in my phone, like notes in my phone of like things I want to do better.
Like what? Could you give me an example?
And I'll just like write them down. Yeah, I can share. And like, so when I think something in my brain where I'm like, oh, I want to be better, so I'm going to do this thing instead. I feel like that's progress towards like a better and more positive legacy, right? So it could be self-help. It could be anything. So right now I'm going to trust my instincts more. I'm going to stop saying the Lord's name in vain. I'm going to travel to see friends and family more. I'm going to do my daily devotional. Every day is another day closer to whatever it is that I'm working towards.
Okay.
And to let go and recognize when there are things to control that I can't control.
That's good.
So rather than trying to influence a situation into it working in my favor or what I want the outcome to be, I'm stepping back.
That's very good. Let me tell you, that will bring you so much freaking peace. You have no idea when you let that kind of stuff go and realize like it's out of your hands.
Yeah.
Some things are just out of your hands.
Yeah, no, I think you know, there's all kinds of ways that we can continue to like improve ourselves. And if you start to think like that, it's almost like that mentality. And we've said this before, right? Your mindset. And
I was going to say,
like tapping.
It's
from
what
like
you're
Maria's
manifesting.
sphere. Correct.
Yeah. It's like, I would say one of the things that I would want to work on is making the best of the worst situations that I have. Like trying to only focus on the best, trying to avoid the negative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not a pessimist, but I don't have a very high bar when it comes to things going well. I don't think that, like, I have very little faith in things like always turning out okay or anything like that.
I know.
I'm used to
I'm
disappointment.
really trying to not think that way.
I'm used to disappointment. That's my point.
And you like you level set your brain for situations for disappointment.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying is like, I am trying to look more positive.
Yeah.
And be like, nope, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it happen. This is happening.
I love that.
That's it. And if I can't make it happen, then there's a good reason why it's not happening, and I'm going to trust the process and keep it going.
Yeah, no, that's really good. And it really does make a difference.
It totally does. It's such a peaceful life to live.
It is.
When you're like that.
I completely agree. I completely agree. Okay, so find something for yourselves, right, that you can do every day that's going to contribute to who you want to be in the future and the legacy that you want to leave behind.
What's your purpose? What is your purpose? Find your purpose.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, find your purpose and work towards it. Just
Agree.
That's all you can do.
Do whatever you have to do.
Yep. All right. I think
It's
that's a
not
good one.
work when you love it.
It's not. It's really nice, actually. I highly recommend people do this for a living because it's fun.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.